The smaller opening to the left is for the Spectrum soft switch that I'll be using with my radio gear. The two larger openings are for the more traditional switches. Hangar 9 even provides laser-cut pilot holes for the servo mounting screws. These factory-installed plastic tubes carry the elevator push rods along with the pull-pull cables to the rudder. Here with the servos installed, you can see what a clean installation this is when you include those tubes and all the hardware. You don't have to try and fish anything down through the tail section, and that makes this job a lot easier. That also means that all your push rods and cables exit the fuselage properly so they align with the control horns. This kind of factory pre-assembly saves us a lot of time and frustration in putting this model together. When servos are hung from bay doors, as we see here, I add a fillet of glue just to make sure that those joints are very strong. I also add screws through the bay door into the thick part of the mount just to give them a little bit more security. I've had mounts like this eventually fail in flight, so I add these screws and the glue just to make sure that my servos stay put. Some servo wires come out of the case higher than others, and Hangar 9 provides this hole in the bracket so you can run them through there instead of having them pinched over inside of the mount. I was sort of shocked when I noticed that Hangar 9 provides plenty of string for pulling our cables through the wings. Wouldn't it be awful if enough string to work with comfortably spread throughout the industry? After tying the string to the cable, I tape it so it comes straight out the end like this, and that makes it a lot easier pulling it through the structure. Hangar 9 provides good quality gear for all of the linkages, although I'd like to see turnbuckles for the ailerons and elevators and that. But this linkage is plenty strong and works fine. Here's the finished radio installation, including the batteries where I had to put them to get the CG right. Hangar 9 even has the laser punch some holes in the bulkhead that goes up the side of the plane so you can secure the wires for the ailerons and flaps and make it a nice clean installation. I'm using the included aluminum landing gear, but all the mounts are present for bolting on the quarter scale cub type gear too if you want to do that. You get a nice set of fiberglass wheel pants that'll look good on this plane. You also get a set of 3.5-inch wheels that'll fit the wheel pants nicely. I want the Tundra look, so I'm putting a set of the 6-inch Dubro balloon tires on. And because the balloon tires are quite a bit wider, we have to put a set of 2-inch Dubro axles on also. This is the first time I had the plane just set together with all the controls hooked up. We haven't set none of the throws yet. We're just making sure everything's going the right way and doing what we expect. There's a large bay under the nose of the plane that provides a great place for putting some of the electronics, and I put my throttle servo here. I had thought about putting the Rotoflow gas tank here, but this is just a nice place for the ignition, my ignition BEC, and the throttle servo. A friend suggested getting the electric update kit that includes this plate that's meant for batteries, but you can also put the fuel tank on there and that works really slick. I like how the tank is out of the way inside the cabin, but yet if you want to remove it, this one thumb screw is all that's actually holding it in. I have these fueling ports on most of my airplanes. They're simple to put in, they work well, and I think they look good. A happy surprise with this build is just how well the DLE 40 Twin fit inside the cowl. There's not a lot of extra room inside or anything, but just the spark plugs and the plug wire caps stick out of the sides of the cowl, and that's it. And I figured out that for me 153 millimeters put the prop washer exactly where I needed to get a nice spinner to cowl fit. The flexibility of these cowls is one of the reasons we can get away with an installation like this without bigger holes in the cowl. The Valiant came with the thicker spacer, and I added the 1/4-inch spacer in front of that to give me the 16mm standoff that I needed. And this is bolted up directly to the blind nuts that are pre-installed at the factory for the Evolution motor. I used 1.5-inch long 1032 socket head bolts for the installation. I don't recall where I got these silicone extensions, but they've saved the day with every cowl I've had this motor in. With the plane inverted, you can see that the carburetor has plenty of free space around it, and the fuel line isn't crunched up or nothing. The DLE 40 Twin's a nice sized motor that seems to fit a lot of airframes. When I saw how short the motor box is on the Valiant, I was a little concerned about the motor fitting in the cowl, but it came out fine. So now the Valiant is put together, and all that's left is to take it out to the field and fly it. Check back for the videos from the maiden weekend that'll be coming soon.